Good morning, students. Today we'll deal with chapter 3, that is Introduction to Matrices. So this is the first class regarding matrices and the concept is very new to you. So let us try to understand the concepts first. So to begin with, let me tell you regarding the definition of matrices. So for that, let me tell you something about the matrices. A matrix is a rectangular arrangement of numbers in rows and columns. So, what is the meaning of rectangular arrangement in terms of rows and columns? Suppose I'll give you some numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4. So, I can arrange it in these ways: 1, 2, 3, 4, or here I can arrange it in this way: 1, 2, 3, 4, or else I can write it in this form: 1, 2, 3, 4. So all these arrangements are called matrices. So matrix is a certain kind of arrangement, but remember, when you make some arrangement, nothing or there should be no element empty in any of the arrangements. For example, you cannot say 1, 2, 3 and 4 and give a bracket and call it as a matrix. So here we give square matrix or square brackets, or you can give small brackets also, the same thing. Suppose I want to write here this one: 1, 2, 3, 4. This is also alright, no problem regarding this. So now remember, here there should not be any gap in any rectangular arrangement, then only we can say this is a matrix. Now let's move to the next point. The dimensions. Every matrix is recognized by its dimensions or size of a matrix. This is number of rows and number of columns. For example, let us see this one. Here, this one you see, there it is only one row and number of columns. This is considered as one column, this is another column, this is the third column, and this is the fourth column. So this matrix is a 1 cross 4 matrix. Now let us look at this one. There are 1, 2 and 3, 4. So there are 2 rows, again there are 2 columns. So this is a 2 cross 2 matrix. Here you see the last one, there is only one column, and whereas there are 4 rows, 1, 2, 3 and 4 rows. So 4 rows, first you write the number of rows, then you write the number of columns. Now this is the dimensions or size of a matrix are number of rows multiplied by number of columns. This is 2 cross 3, 3 cross 2, or whatever you can write it. Now let's move to the next point regarding the matrices. There are some special type of matrices. Let us discuss regarding that. Row matrix, it has only one row. If you remember, I have given the example 1, 2, 3, 4. This is single row, hence this is called a row matrix. So one row and 4 columns, the number of rows is 1, so it will be called as a row matrix. Next, column matrix, it has only one column. Suppose I write A, B, C. Look at this, how many columns are there? There are only one column. So these are 3 rows and 1 column. So this matrix can be told as 3 cross 1. Next, square matrix has the same number of rows and same number of columns. This is very important in terms of matrices. Many times we deal with square matrices. Suppose 1, 2, 3 and 2 again say. So this is having 2 columns and 2 rows. So 2 cross 2 is the order of this matrix. Similarly, if I write A, B, C, D, E, F and G, H, I, together it will be a square matrix because its order is 3 cross 3. Next point, its null matrix or zero matrix contains all zeros. So whatever the number we are having or whatever the elements we are having, all will be 0. For example, if I write 0, 0, 0, 0, this is a null matrix. Similarly, all entries should be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, all are null matrix. So remember, it's not necessary that it should be square matrix always. Non-square matrix also can be null matrices. For example, if I write 0 0 0 0 0 0 and I give a bracket here, this will also be a null matrix or zero matrix. Now let us talk about identity matrix. That is, 1 is going down the main diagonal and 0 is everywhere else. So students, here suppose I write this matrix. Look at this. These two are called the main diagonal. There are two diagonals in fact, but these two will be called as the main diagonal. So 1 should go down the main diagonal and zeros everywhere else. This is the definition of identity matrix. So to elaborate, we write I, suppose this is 2, I2 means identity matrix of order 2, and it is denoted like this: 0 0 0 and 0. Similarly, if I ask you I3, to write I3, this is an identity matrix of order 3, that is 0 0 0 0 0 0 and also 0 0 0. So this is the definition of an identity matrix. It is denoted by I. So 0 matrix is denoted as O, and here identity matrix is denoted as I. So I think this is getting clear to you. Let us move to the next one. Find the dimensions of each matrix. So if I ask you some questions, this is A, you find the dimensions of this matrix. Now you look at the number of rows. Here there are 3 rows and there are 2 columns. So hence the dimension will be 3 cross 2. Next, suppose this matrix I will give, I will ask you to find the dimension. There are how many rows? I think there are 4 rows and number of columns is 1. So this dimension will be 4 cross 1. So this is called a column matrix also. Just now I told, if there is a single column, then it is called a matrix. Then look at this number of rows, it is 2, and number of columns, let us count 1 2 3 and 4. So this matrix is a 2 cross 4 matrix. So you can easily see how to find the dimension. It is very easy, just number of rows cross number of columns. So dimension will be 2 cross 4. Next, let us solve equal matrices. Two matrices that have the same dimensions and each element of one matrix. So same dimension is very important. They must be same. Without same dimension, they cannot be equal matrices. Now each element of one matrix is equal to the corresponding element of the other matrix. So the definition of equal matrices, it can be used to find the values when elements of matrices are in algebraic expression. So let me show you some example. Suppose I will give you two matrices and I will ask you to find the value of x as well as value of y. So here you see, since matrices are equal, the corresponding elements are also equal, and in step 1 you form two linear equations first. So I have formed first linear equation, that is 2x must be equal to y, this equal to this, and second equation is this equals to this. So 3x equals to 12. Now solve this system of equation by any method, whatever you like, you can do it. So 2x equals to y and y plus 3y equals to 12, and if I solve, I will get 4y equals to 12 and y equals to 3, and x is nothing, that is 2x equals to 3 and x equals to 3 by 2. So this is the final solution. X is 3 by 2 and y equals to 3. So please have a look at this once again. Just equate the corresponding elements. First equals to first and second equals to second, and in this case I have written these two equations. Just solve it and get the requisite values. I get y equals to 3 and x is also equal to 3 by 2. Next, let us talk about this question. The same thing, I have to find the value of x and y. So here first element will be equal to the first element and second element will be equal to the second element. So 3x plus y equals to x plus 3 and x minus 2y, it is equal to y minus 2. So in this case 2x plus y will be equal to 3 and x minus 3y will be equal to minus 2. So if I go further, then it will be 2x plus y equals to 3 and minus 2x plus 6y will be equal to 4, and further solving we get 7y equals to 1, sorry, 7y equals to 7 and y equals to 7, y equals to 1. Now let us plug y into x. So 2x plus y plus 1 equals to 3 and 2x equals to 2 and x equals to 1. So simply this is just you create the equations. If you create two equations, then you can solve two variables. If you create three equations, you can solve the questions related to three variables. Now you can check your answer also. X minus 2y equals to y minus 2 is my first equation. So if I put y1 and x in place of x, I will put 1, then I will get the value LHS equal to RHS. So this is the correct checking of this one. Now apart from this, if I have this type of simple questions, 2x plus 2x 3 and 3z equals to 5, 3y and 9, then each element is equal and solve. 2x equals to 5, so x will be equal to 5 by 2, and second is 3 equals to 3y and y equals to 1, and third one is 3z equals to 9 and z equals to 3. So now let me tell you another question. If I ask solve x and y such that x, y, 2 and 3, it is equal to 5, 4, 3 and 2. So as per my previous definition, don't write x equals to 5. Here look at these two, all the elements must be equal, corresponding elements. So here look at this element first. It is written 2 here and it is written 3 here. So can 2 be ever equal to 3? I think not. Hence this is called inconsistent. We cannot find the solution. So the solutions are inconsistent. This is never possible. So not possible. You can also write not possible. Similarly, if I will ask you another question, solve x, y and 3, 4 and it is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Now look at this. This is 3, this is also 3, this is 4 and this is also 4. I think this statement is valid. So you proceed for the solution by taking the correspondingness into account. X equals to 1 and y will be equal to 2. So this is very much clear to you. If these corresponding elements are not equal, then you simply write these equations are inconsistent. Okay. Next, this type of questions I get. So before the solution, let me tell you, when I write a matrix in this type of form, this is capital letters generally I write, and the first element A11, that means it is the element of first row and first column. So this is the element of first row and second column. This is the element of second row and first column. This is the element of second row and second column. If I want to write this one, this is the element of first row and third column. This is the element of second row and third column. If I want to increase the rows and columns, this is the third row and first column. This is the third row and second column. This is the third row and the third column. So you give a bracket over here, it becomes a matrix. That means whenever I write an element A11, that means it is the element of first row and first column. This is the first row and second column. This is the first row and third column. So here I will be asking questions like this. Form a 2 cross 2 matrix whose elements are given by Aij. I refers to the row number and j refers to the column number. It is equal to I plus j divided by 2. Now let A is a 2 cross 2 matrix, so there will be 4 elements definitely. If there are 2 cross 2, so it will be 4 elements. The 4 elements will be A11, first row first column, first row second column, and second row first column and second row second column. 4 row divided into 2 cross 2, that means 2 rows and 2 columns. So this is a 2 cross 2 matrix. Now according to the question, I have Aij, it is equal to I plus j divided by 2. So from this my first element will be A11 and in place of I will put 1, j also 1 divided by 2, which is equal to 1. Similarly I can have A12, which is I is 1, j is 2 divided by 2. this is equal to 3 by 2, and third is a21, that is I is 2 and j is 1, divided by 2. This is I and this is j. Okay, that is equal to also 3 by 2, and at last a22, it is equal to 2 plus 2 divided by 2, which is 4 divided by 2, again it is 2. Now when I write a, I have already told it is a11, a12, a21 and a22. So put the values. A11 is 1, this is 3 by 2, a12, a21, it is also 3 by 2, and this is 2. So this is the final answer to this question. I think this is getting more clear to you. Let us proceed to the next question without delaying. Now this is also a question. Form a 2 cross 3 matrix. First you tell me how many elements are there. Of course, if it is 2 cross 3, then there will be 6 elements, there will be 2 rows and 3 columns. So a11, a12 and a13. This is a first row first column, first row second column, and first row third column. a21, a22 and a23. Look at this, number of rows is 2 and number of columns is 3. So we can write here. Now if I can write these elements, let us find aij. This is according to the question. Aij, it is equal to I plus j divided by 2, its whole square. So if I use it, then a11 will be 1 plus 1 by 2, its whole square, that is 2 square, 4 by 2, which is 2. Again 1 2, it is 1 plus 2, I is 1 and j is 2, that is 9 by 2. Then a13, it is nothing but 1 plus 3 whole square divided by 2, which is 1 plus 3 is 4, 16, 16 divided by 2, which is 8. Then a21, it is 2 plus 1 whole square divided by 2, again it is 9 by 2. a22, it will be 2 plus 2 whole square divided by 2, which is again 8. Then a23, it will be equal to 2 plus 3 whole square, 2 plus 3 whole square divided by 2, which is 25 divided by 2. Now if I write a here, clearly it will be write all the elements together. 2, this is second 9 by 2, third is 8, second row come 9 by 2, this is 8 and 25 by 2. So this is the answer to this type of question. So generally in CBSE, from first topic these two types of questions are asked. You try to prepare yourself. And this is the end of today's class. You can send your queries at DAV exams@gmail.com, and your assignment is solve exercise 3.1. This is from NCERT. So try to solve all the questions, and whatever doubts you are having, you can send it through this email. Okay, thank you.